Can you be an introvert and be successful in real estate? That's the question that I'm going to be answering for you today. And spoiler alert, the answer is yes. If this is the first time we've met, I'm Amanda. I'm glad you're here. I help other real estate agents grow their business without ever making a cold call. If that's something that interests you, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that bell for notifications so that you'll never miss a video. I'm going to be sharing with you 7 ways that you can be an introvert and be successful in real estate. There are a lot of introverted real estate agents out there. It's not a topic that is talked about a whole lot, but wow, do I get a lot of questions from you all saying, hey, I'm an introvert. Can I still be successful in real estate? Stay tuned. I'm going to give you all the tips you need to be a successful introverted real estate agent. Okay, so before we really dive into how to handle being an introvert and still be successful in real estate, I want to start out by sharing that I am not an introvert. I am an extroverted introvert. And there is a difference, but there are also a lot of similarities. And I've found over the years that the older I get, the more introverted I become. So I'm going to be giving my tips of how I have approached handling being somewhat of an introvert and still be successful in real estate. First up is to simply acknowledge and respect your personality. Every single one of us is unique, and that's what makes each of us special. So it's really important that you take a look at yourself, determine what your personality is, and if you already know that you're an introvert, accept it. There's nothing wrong with being an introvert. It just means that you're going to be stronger at some things than extroverts are, and vice versa. You can absolutely be successful in the real estate industry as a full-on introvert. And what you want to do is focus on your strengths. You could certainly, get on the phone and cold call or get out there and door knock. But if even just hearing that makes you break out in a sweat, why would you force yourself to do that when there are so many other ways to lead generate that match with your personality? And that leads me to my next one, which is you want to focus on your strengths. And really that's for anyone, not just an introvert or an extroverted introvert. It's who we are. Focus on your strengths. Why would you pour energy into something that you are weak at or something that you just downright can't stand doing? That would be me in cold calling. I'm not going to do that. It's not who I am. I was forced to do it early on and I was terrible at it. I surprisingly somehow converted business, but if you put me up with somebody who's an extrovert and phenomenal at making cold calls, well, they're going to come out ahead every time because internally, it's just not who I am. Identify your strengths. Sit down, put a pen to paper, and actually take the time to identify what your strengths are, because then from there, you can take those strengths and improve upon them either in the form of lead generation or nurturing relationships or really in your business in general. Introverts tend to be phenomenal listeners, very observant, and introverts tend to make very meaningful relationships. And that is a game changer in real estate. Yes, we are in sales to an extent. I would not say full blown. We're in sales when it comes to negotiating on behalf of our clients and finding them the right home or selling their home. Absolutely. We need to be phenomenal at sales. But when it comes to actually getting clients, it's who you know and the relationships you have. The best marketer wins. So if you can cultivate these meaningful relationships as an introvert, you will absolutely be successful. The next way to succeed as an introvert in real estate is to know your market inside and out. And I mean all of the tiny details. And the reason for this is it's going to give you confidence. Introverts and extroverted introverts tend to sort of clam up and retreat into their shell if they're not confident on the subject that's being discussed. So if you take the time to really study your market, know it inside and out, how many sales are happening, how fast are they happening, What are the inventory levels? What's available right now? Is inventory low? Is it a buyer's market? Study your market so that when inevitably the topic of real estate comes up, and I promise you it will, the more people that know you're in real estate, they're always going to ask, hey, how's the market? Be prepared to tell them, whether it's on a micro level of even just a city, or if you're speaking for maybe all of Northern Virginia, as an example, for my market. Know those stats and be prepared so that then you feel confident to have a conversation around the market that you're operating in. Next up is really a phase 2 of what we just discussed about knowing your market. You also want to build your skills, and the same goal applies here of just being confident. Know your contract inside and out, know your listing agreement inside and out, know exactly what needs to happen from the time you take a buyer lead all the way to closing. Same for the seller. If you get a call from a seller who wants you to come and interview to list their home, you've got to have those skills in place so that when you're walking in there, you feel confident, you know you're the best, most qualified agent for the job, and that's going to show to them. Buyers, sellers, renters, real estate clients in general, they're all human. They're going to be able to tell if you're confident in what you are presenting to them, or if you're really unsure of yourself, and then that's going to feed into them of, hey, if my agent is unsure of themselves, am I really in the best position? That's going to make them unsure too. So brush up on your skills. We are currently in a highly skills-based market, and if you don't bring those skills to the table, you run the risk of being out of business because you simply have got to deliver that seamless client experience and make sure that they know and absorb that you're confident in what you do, you can lead them and guide them, and you will be there every step of the way with the answers for them. Connect on a one-on-one basis. If you're like me and the thought of going to a massive networking event is just kind of overwhelming, and what I'll do is go meet a couple people and then I will be on my way and back home with my dogs on the couch. It just stresses me out. It's too forward, and a lot of introverts struggle with that in big group settings, that it's just overwhelming. It's not how we connect with people, and it's not a happy experience. So if that sounds like you, then focus on connecting one-on-one. There's nothing wrong with building relationships on a one-on-one basis. Invite someone you know to coffee. You can just start small, or lunch or dinner. Do something that you're comfortable with, and I would even recommend starting out with someone. It could be a client or a friend, or what I like to do is the clients that have turned into friends. Invite them somewhere, meet up with them, check on them, cultivate those one-on-one relationships. There's nothing in real estate that says you have to attend these big networking events or any large party or anything like that. You can absolutely find success in real estate by simply focusing on nurturing your relationships on a one-on-one basis. This next one is one of my personal favorites, and that is leverage social media and video. And I know you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, that's absolutely going out to the masses, and it is. But if you think about it, the beauty of social media and filming videos in the comfort of your home or your studio is that it's just you and the camera, and maybe your dogs if you're like me. You don't have to be perfect. I have so many outtakes from the videos that I create, and you just stop and you start again so that you have the footage you need to cut everything down and then get a polished video out of it. So it's okay if you mess up. And honestly, if you mess up and just keep going and keep that in your video, I do that all the time. We're all human. We never speak perfectly, and that's okay. Which leads me to my next one. There are a lot of introverts out there that are looking to buy and sell homes. So those introverts are far more likely to connect with you, being an introvert as well, than they are with an extrovert. And I think that's the beauty of having different personalities be successful in the real estate industry. It's not just a one size fits all. Different agents are successful doing different things because their personalities are different. All of us are different. It really comes down to knowing your personality and then just pouring into what your strengths are. And social media and video for an introvert is truly a priceless way to market and get yourself out there without feeling overwhelmed and like you are just in front of a ton of people in a live setting. You can always redo your videos. You can tweak your posts before you put it out there. It gives you a chance to have control over your content before it goes out. I'm going to add one last way to be successful as an introvert in real estate. This wasn't on my outline, but I think it's important to mention. We also have to ask ourselves, is this fear or is this my introverted personality? And there is a difference. You can't, if you just feel like, oh, I don't want to do something today because it's new and I'm scared to do it, that's not because you're an introvert. There's something deeper there that you might need to just push through, or you might need to look at a little bit deeper and figure out why you have a fear of doing something. And there's a difference. If you're an introvert, then obviously most of the time you're probably not going to want to be in a massive crowd of people. That's your personality, that's within you. But if you're just nervous to, say, put a social media post up because you might get judged or you might get some negative comments, that's more of a fear and something else to visit and work through. So keep that in mind when you're determining what you're going to do to lead generate and how you're going to brand yourself. There's a difference in fear and being an introvert. If you're an introvert and thinking about getting into real estate, or if you're an introvert and you are already in real estate, you 100% without any doubt can be hugely successful. There should be no concern because of your personality type that you can't make it in real estate. That is absolutely not true. Don't have any doubts. Find out your true personality, what your strengths are, and then translate that to apply into your business, and you will be successful. I hope you liked the video and got some value. You know the drill. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe. If you have any videos that you'd like me to create, just drop me a comment below. And until I see you on the next one, take care.